Manso, a small village in the Cape Coast, central region of Ghana, is just like any other African village, but is far more important in the history of the Atlantic slave trade with the Europeans. This village, with its simple inhabitants, happened to be the very epicenter of the slave trade between the 16th and 19th centuries. The relics, including some of the sites like the Slave River down a winding footpath, the place of last bath for slaves before shipment, and the ancestral burial sites where the remains of erstwhile slaves were reburied, are still very much intact. These are just some of the awful reminders of man's inhumanity to man. A few kilometers away, still in the Cape Coast, is located what can be described as the fortress of the time, the Cape Coast Fort, where the British held sway with the slave market. The cannons and instruments of war to ward off opponents and competitors are still very much around. The Cape Coast Castle, also known as a point of no return for slaves, is one of UNESCO's heritage sites.
Slaves we brought in, washed from Manso, marched down here, ready to be shipped. This was more like a warehouse for slaves to be put on the ship.
It's been a very terrible and horrible experience, and it is something that nobody will ever pray to happen.
Somebody from South Africa who's being under the apartheid regime, I know exactly what it means. And each time one comes here, you know, it brings out all those emotions that this is how we were treated as non-humans.
On the other side of the sea lies the Elmina Castle, the fortress built by the Portuguese to ward off European competitors. When the speakers of the Commonwealth Parliament Africa region came calling in Ghana, these were some of the sites they visited. And the tour was not complete without a visit to the first missionary church in the region, the Wesley Methodist Cathedral.